Hello, Smarty listeners. This message goes out to all the teachers, principals, teachers' assistants, and school librarians. First of all, thank you for all you do as educators. To show our gratitude for all your hard work, long hours, and dedication to teaching, we are now offering free Who Smarted Plus subscriptions for all educators. That's right. You can now play Who Smarted without any ads or interruptions in your classroom to help make learning fun and keep the smarting going during break times, lunch times, or anytime. Who Smarted can even be used to satisfy some Common Core curriculum or as part of assignments or lessons. If you are an educator, just go to whosmarted.com and click Educators. And Smarty Pants and Smarty Parents, please feel free to let your teachers know about this. Again, that's whosmarted.com. Click Educators for free subscriptions to Who Smarted Plus. Let's all get smarted together. Hey parents, Trusty Narrator here, and I'm super excited to tell you about a brand new podcast from the creators of Who Smarted called Mysteries About True Histories. It's full of adventure, riddles, jokes. We even snuck some secret math into each episode, including the title of the show. If your kid likes to laugh and learn, then they're going to love Mysteries About True Histories. Out now wherever you listen to podcasts. Hey, Smarty Pants. As you can hear, I'm playing video games with my niece. Today's game is Adventures in Ancient Egypt. Ooh, look, we found a pyramid.
Sweet. Let's go down these stairs and see if we can dig up some treasure. I found an ox-driven plow. And a clock? And toothpaste? Huh?
Today, you'll find references to ancient Egypt all over the place. In video games, movies, music, even dance moves.
I think ancient Egypt is fascinating.
You're not alone. Archaeologists, scientists who study the past, anthropologists, scientists who study past civilizations, and astronomers, scientists who study the universe, have all learned a ton from studying Egypt's history. But have you heard of Egyptologists?
Huh?
Egyptologists devote their entire careers exclusively to the study of Egypt, exploring its history, language, literature, religion, architecture, arts, and sciences.
I've seen some cool Egyptian artifacts at the museum.
So why are you and so many people fascinated by ancient Egypt?
Well, for an ancient civilization, they sure figured out a lot of stuff we use today.
True, but what exactly have we learned from the ancient Egyptians? What mysteries are still left to discover? Hey, watch out for that mummy!
Ah!
It's time for another whiff of science and history on
Who Smarted? Who Smarted? Who's smart? Is it you? Is it me? Is it science or history? Listen up, everyone. We make smarting lots of fun on Who Smarted.
No! The mummy dragged me off to Duat, the land of the dead. This pyramid level is hard, Trusty Narrator. I think I'll get a snack and try again later.
Or we could talk about the intrepid, or brave, archaeologists who traveled across the desert to discover the tombs of ancient Egypt and unlock clues about the past.
Ooh, I'd like that. Wait, mummies don't come after you in real life, right?
No, mummies won't come after you, unless you count the curse a mummy puts on you for disturbing their tomb. But that's just superstition.
So, what are mummies?
A mummy is a person or animal whose body has been dried out and preserved after death.
Whoa.
In ancient Egypt, this was mostly reserved for royalty or the most wealthy.
Ah.
One of the most famous mummies, King Tutankhamun, was unearthed by British Egyptologist Howard Carter in 1922.
Oh, we learned about King Tut. He was only 9 years old when he became Pharaoh of Egypt. I'm 13, and I can't even win this Egypt video game.
Sadly, Tut only lived to age 19. Then he was traditionally mummified, and because he was pharaoh, he was buried with all kinds of artwork, jewelry, and gold.
Ooh, I hope I find that in the game.
While there are lots of tomb raiders looking for treasure, some of the most truly treasured objects discovered by Egyptologists are ones that give us an understanding of the ancient Egyptians' culture and ingenuity.
Oh yeah? Like what?
For example, one of the very first scientists to excavate a tomb in Egypt was Scottish archaeologist Alexander Henry Rhind in the 1850s.
Ooh, how exciting! This tomb here in Thebes had been reused for thousands of years before it was sealed up. Oh, we can learn so much. Wait, who put this bowl here?
Huh?
What about this statue? In which precise location was this first noticed? Everyone stop digging! Starting out, we need to keep detailed records of everything we find and where we found it. This way historians can piece together the clues and learn about this ancient civilization.
Huh?
Just be careful touching things.
Oops. Sorry.
Thanks to Rhind and other Egyptologists after him, we have a good idea how ancient Egyptians lived. The timeline of ancient Egypt is widely thought to begin around 4300 BCE, the pre-dynastic period, and end about 5,000 years later, about 642 CE.
Ah.
The death of Queen Cleopatra VII in 31 BCE marked the end of Egypt's dynastic era, a united Egypt ruled by pharaohs. But many Egyptian traditions still continued as Egypt was absorbed by who? Was it A, the Greek Empire, B, the Roman Empire, or C, the Galactic Empire? Shout your answer, Smarty Pants.
I say the Roman Empire.
Correct. And during those 5,000 years, the ancient Egyptians were able to establish lots of traditions and invent a ton of things, many of which we still use today.
Really? Like what?
Well, I could tell you, or we could make a game out of it. Smarty Pants, play along. I'm going to name some inventions, and you call out the ones you think were invented by the ancient Egyptians. Ready? Here we go. The pyramids. Writing. Papyrus paper. The wheel. Black ink. The ox-drawn plow. The sickle. Irrigation. The shadoof. The calendar. Freeze drying. Clocks. The police. Surgical instruments. Makeup. The abacus. Wigs. Toothpaste. Mummification. Emojis. Of the 20 cool inventions I just named, 16 are attributed to the ancient Egyptians. Of the ones that weren't, the wheel is thought to have been invented in Lower Mesopotamia, which is modern-day Iraq, and later introduced to Egypt.
I call it the wheel.
The abacus is a Chinese invention, and the technique of freeze drying was created by the Incas of South America. Emojis are considered to have been created by a Japanese artist in the 1990s.
But the Egyptians did have hieroglyphics. They're kind of like early emojis.
Oh, I like how you think.
But wait, what about some of those weird ones? What's a shadoof?
A shadoof is a counterbalanced bucket used for drawing water from the ground. That, along with the sickle, a blade for cutting grass or wheat, the ox-drawn plow, and the irrigation system, were all created to make farming easier.
It's better to work smarter than harder. But wait, isn't Egypt mostly desert? How are they farming?
Smart kid! The mouth, or delta, of the Nile River, the giant river cutting across Egypt, has long been considered one of the best places to grow a wide variety of foods. It is often referred to as part of the Fertile Crescent.
Ah!
And by inventing the calendar, the Egyptians were able to keep track of the agricultural cycle. For example, they noticed that when the Nile flooded every year, it coincided with the appearance of the star Sirius. By keeping track of changes in the night sky, Egyptians created a pretty solid 365-day calendar to keep track of seasonal cycles.
Cool.
Ancient Egyptians were also very interested in taking care of their physical health and appearance. They created a toothpaste recipe, a mix of rock salt, dried iris flour, black pepper grains, and mint to maintain their pearly white grins. They even wrote down how to brush instructions.
Brush like an Egyptian. Did you also say Egyptians invented wigs and makeup?
Yep. Egyptians created wigs out of human and horse hair, wool, and plant fibers, and used beeswax to hold them in place. This gave wealthy Egyptians many fashion options, especially in the hot summer months when most Egyptians shave their heads to avoid lice and stay cool.
Whoa.
Eye makeup, worn by both men and women as far back as 4000 BCE, was usually black or green, a mixture of various minerals. It was thought to prevent or cure eye disease and protect people from evil.
How does wearing eye makeup protect you from evil? Or cure eye diseases?
Explorer Alex, you got this?
Well, from what we've discovered, the ancient Egyptian religion was tied into most cultural practices. It's a polytheistic religion, meaning it has many different gods and goddesses, collectively known as deities, around 2,000 we know about. These deities represented all different facets of life: nature, different professions, even specific villages.
You mean like Isis, the goddess of abundance, Ra, the sun god, and Osiris, the ruler of the underworld?
Smart kid. Egyptians believed the symbol of the eye reflected evil back upon the person or people who wished you harm. And they thought the minerals in the eye makeup warded off bacteria.
Despite some unscientific beliefs, ancient Egyptians did have many highly scientific innovations. For example, surgical instruments like scalpels, scissors, forceps, and copper needles, along with written instructions for how to do various surgeries, show that Egyptians had strong medical practices, performed surgeries, and sutured or stitched up wounds.
Building pyramids was also impressive for early engineers.
Absolutely! The first known pyramid was built for King Zoser around 2650 BCE, and obelisks, tall stone pillars, were used as giant sundials by tracking the shadow cast by the sun as it moved throughout the day. Centuries later, Egyptians created water clocks by putting a small hole in the bottom of a stone vessel. The water would drip at a constant rate, allowing them to keep track of time.
One way we know so much about the ancient Egyptians is that they kept excellent records. They created paper from the stalk of the papyrus water plant, and ink from vegetable gum, soot, and beeswax. By developing a consistent hieroglyphic alphabet, the writings of the Egyptians are well preserved and able to be deciphered today.
And since they were experts at mummifying their dead, the well-preserved bodies and tombs can be examined to learn a person's age, gender, and social status. We can also learn about their family, profession, injuries, what they ate, and even their pets. Meow.
Because burial traditions were so important, many Egyptian tombs contain art, tools, instruments, and the remains of food and drink. All things they thought might be useful in the afterlife.
No way.
Since most tombs were built underground, sometimes connected by a series of tunnels, the shifting desert sands quickly hid the entrances, keeping them a mystery for centuries. Most remained unexplored and undamaged, so entering them is like taking a time machine back to the year 2000 BCE.
Cool. Is there still a lot left to explore in ancient Egypt?
Great question. The answer, right after this quick break. Hi, Trusty here with a special message for all the parents and guardians listening. I know how important it is for your child to excel in every way possible, especially when it comes to education. Well, thanks to my friends at IXL, you don't have to go it alone. IXL is a personalized learning platform that's transforming the way children master everything from math to social studies. IXL's interactive courses and immediate feedback ensure learning is super engaging and accessible for every student, pre-K through 12th grade. Imagine that, a tool that grows with your child, offering personalized recommendations based on their progress. And we know it works because we've used it ourselves. Adam Tex Davis, co-creator of Who Smarted, used IXL to help his daughter stay on top of her schoolwork and excel in her classes. Backed by research, students who use the IXL program are more likely to get higher test scores because IXL functions like a tutor. And whether your child needs help with homework, classwork, test prep, or is looking for a challenge, IXL has you covered, and all of that at an affordable rate. A 1-month subscription to IXL costs less than what most tutors charge for an hour. And one subscription is good for every child in your household. Join the millions of parents who trust IXL and make an impact on your child's learning today. Oh, and Who Smarted listeners get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when you sign up now at IXL.com/smarted. Visit IXL.com/smarted to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price. IXL Learning. Inspire. Excel. Learn more at IXL.com. Hey there, smarty moms, dads, adults, and anyone who loves great food but doesn't always have the time or energy to grocery shop, prep, and cook a big meal. Well, take it from me, the trusty narrator. I found the perfect solution to having delicious, home-cooked meals without all the time and hassle. It's called Factor Meals. With Factor Meals, you can forget about all the shopping, chopping, or even washing dishes. That's because Factor's fresh, never frozen meals arrive at your door, ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes. That's right. With Factor, you and your family are always just 2 minutes away from chowing down on chef-crafted, dietitian-approved, delicious gourmet meals. From Calorie Smart to Protein Plus to vegetarian to keto options, Factor has 6 menus guaranteed to meet your wellness goals. And with over 35 meal choices and 60 add-ons weekly, your taste buds will never get bored. I personally started ordering Factor meals last month for those busy days when I want a tasty lunch or dinner that fills me up and crushes my nutrition goals, but I only have 5 minutes to cook it. And Factor 100% delivers on time, every time. So head on over to factormeals.com/smarted50 and use code SMARTED50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code SMARTED50 at factormeals.com/smarted50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Hey, Smarty family, Trusty here with a mouth-watering deal you're gonna love. As we head into summer and Father's Day, I can't help remembering good times standing around the barbecue grilling with my dad. And like Dad always said, great meals start with great meat, which is why I am thrilled to tell you about the Deluxe Father's Day gift box from my friends at Omaha Steaks. This deluxe box is packed with everything Dad or any grill master could ever dream of. Butcher's cut top sirloin steaks, juicy boneless pork chops, flavorful gourmet jumbo franks, and the iconic Omaha Steak burgers. I can practically hear the sizzle as they hit the grill. And as a member of our Smarty family, when you order the deluxe gift box and use promo code SMARTED, you'll get 4 additional burgers free. That's 24 different entree-sized meats, enough to make amazing meals and memories for just $89.99. And this great deal is backed by Omaha Steaks' 100% money-back guarantee. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code SMARTED to order your deluxe Father's Day gift box plus 4 free burgers. I also put the link in the show notes. Happy summer, happy Father's Day, and happy eating! Now back to Who Smarted.
Nice! I just leveled up and became a member of the Egyptian police force. I've got a staff and a dog to protect myself.
A centralized police force helped ancient Egyptians maintain order and enforce laws. Sometimes the threat of death without proper burial was enough to keep citizens in line.
What?
Egyptian priests and priestesses performed rituals, maintained the temples, and acted as representatives of the many deities. And the pharaoh, or leader, was considered godlike and the supreme ruler.
Ooh, I just found a scarab amulet. It says scarabs are beetles that were popular symbols of good fortune. Nice. I wonder what else I might find.
Well, I don't know about the game, but in real life, an archaeologist team recently found the lost golden city of Aten in an area called the Valley of the Kings.
Amazing.
The Egyptologist heading the excavation says it's the largest ancient city ever uncovered in Egypt.
Wow, there's a lot left to discover?
Yep, there's even an underwater archaeological excavation going on in the harbor of Alexandria, once home to one of the greatest libraries and the location of the Lighthouse of Alexandria, which is one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world.
I think I want to skip the game and travel to Egypt and see it all myself.
Great idea. Of course, there's one thing you'll only find in the game.
What's that?
A mummy! Run!
Ah!
A big overseas shout out to Kai in London, who wrote to say, "Who Smarted makes me smarter every day. I love it." Well, we love having you smarting with us, Kai. Here's to lots more listening, laughing, and learning every day. This episode, Ancient Egypt, was written by Libby Ward and voiced by Gia Davis, Taya Garland, Adam Tex Davis, and Jerry Colbert. Technical direction and sound design by Josh Hahn. Who Smarted is recorded and mixed at the Relic Room Studios. Our associate producer is Max Kamaski. The theme song is by Brian Suarez, with lyrics written and performed by Adam Tex Davis. Who Smarted was created and produced by Adam Tex Davis and Jerry Colbert. This has been an Atomic Entertainment production.